No, this isn't the opening to Only Fools and Horses. I was actually in St John's Wood visiting Oslo Court, a restaurant which sits on the ground floor of a Grade 2 listed residential block which was built around 1937. The restaurant itself is thought to have opened between 1968 and 1970, with the current owners at the helm since 1982. As you step inside, you'd never guess a restaurant was here, but the moment you walk through those doors, you're welcomed into a plush dining room which I doubt has changed much since the 70s. I loved it, from the pink table coverings to the blue carpets. Something about it felt really special. I was shown to my table, which as well as the fancy silverware came with a stack of Melba toast, butter and a crudité platter with garlic aioli. I came for lunch, which is priced at 50 quid for 3 courses. The menu is traditional European with a strong emphasis on classic French and British dishes, some that you don't really see on menus these days. Cheers! I tell you what, that garlic aioli was velvety, creamy and just a right punch of garlic. I couldn't stop dipping into it. Who would have thought toast and butter would be so delicious? The delicate crunch of that Melba toast and the rich butter made these dangerously addictive. With so many tempting options, it took me ages to decide. But decide I did, and for my starter I chose king scallops wrapped in bacon, presented as beautifully as the aroma coming from them. The scallops were cooked perfectly, slightly translucent, and they were so sweet, which worked well with the saltiness of that bacon. A squeeze of the fancy pit-proof lemon added a bright citrus note that was needed to cut through the rich, creamy brandy sauce, which had a nice dill note running through. I savoured every bite. For my main, I chose the crispy roast duck with cherry sauce. Each main comes with a choice of 3 sides, but I let the chef decide and was served roast potatoes, carrots and crispy fried courgettes, and the portions were really generous. That cherry sauce looks incredible. Now let's pour it over that duck. Isn't that pretty? Now let's have a taste. Okay, that duck's absolutely delicious. That skin is satisfyingly crisp, that fat's been rendered down perfectly and the meat is soft and tender. The cherry sauce is a delight, bold, subtly sweet and slightly tart. It complements the rich gamey duck beautifully. The potatoes had a perfect crunch on the outside, were creamy in the centre and super buttery. They tasted like they'd been sitting in a vat of butter, which I was more than happy about. Not usually a fan of cooked carrots, but these were nice and sweet and surprise, surprise, buttery. The fried courgette are just like the zucchini fritte, the Italian classic, crisp on the outside while the courgette practically melts in your mouth. Thanks to the chef for a fantastic selection of veg. Yet another tough decision for dessert, but I went classic with the French apple tarte tatin. How'd you like them apples? The apples were tender with a buttery caramel sweetness which complemented the natural tartness of the apple. There were notes of cinnamon and vanilla coming through too. The pastry was flaky in parts and the bottom was gooey and unctuous. The ice cream was needed as this is a rich, heavy dessert, which I obviously demolished. Absolutely banging. What a treat. It's a double thumbs up.